guess I'm streaming again. Yeah. There's some double sound coming out of the speakers. I'll turn the speakers down. But that means it's working. And I'm streaming. I guess I'm gonna head over to a place where I can read the chat at the same time. There we go. Let's see. I'm gonna zoom in and yeah. Oh, that's weird. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna tell someone that I'm streaming. Close the door. Hello. I'm streaming. Actually, I got some new gear and I wanted to set it up for streaming. And I was really curious to see how a hardware solution for streaming rather than a computer for streaming works. So I'm doing that for the first time for this box. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the comments, if there are comments. I need to keep up. There's a lot. Whoa, there's a lot of comments. How do I even keep up? Okay. So first, welcome everyone. So pleased to hear you. Please give me a notice if anything is wrong with the sound levels, if it's too loud, if it's distorting, or if it's just right, just give me a thumbs up or something. So, hello everyone. Zach, hello. Epic, first comment. I'm gonna zoom in there. Can I do that? Yeah, zooming in on the comments. And RC Music, hi. Good luck for the new streaming gear. Maybe you'll explain what it is. Yes, I can explain what it is. This is a fairly new or brand new streaming device called ATEM Mini Pro from Blackmagic Design. I've been a Blackmagic Design user for I don't know, whenever their first, let's see, pocket cinema camera, the first one came out, like this is truly pocketable. When this came out, I just jumped on it and I love this. Yeah, I used it for my YouTube channel for, I don't know, 5 years or something. And then I moved on to Panasonic GX5. But, so I've been using their stuff for many years. And recently they launched this ATEM Mini Pro, which has hardware streaming. So, well, you be the judge if it's working, if it's sharp and consistent, the streaming. So one thing that I wanted to see if it worked is to connect a secondary camera, which is fun. And I'm not really the type to do a multicam shot. I think I like the mirror. I think the mirror is nice and you know, you can see everything in one shot. But for close-ups, how about turning on a secondary camera and just switching to it? I don't have the monitoring on, so yeah, I guess I could just do this. If I want to show something up close, I could like go in here and do this and just switch over. So that is, well, I think it's neat. I think that is fun. So yeah, so that's the technical part, and I'm using the audio fuse here, which is my main music audio interface. I've been using it for, I don't know, 2 years now. It's been really good, clear, crisp audio. So what I'm doing is just taking the main out and sending it to the camera, actually, because I want to make sure that the camera and the image is in sync. So if it's on the same device, it should be in sync. If I'm sending it straight to here, I suspect there might be a little lag somewhere, but so yeah, cool. So that was a long answer to a short question. Mogurax, hey Cuckoo, hey there, nice to see you. Kilroy, 123, hooray. Want to hear more about this. Really curious about this, as it might be my first Groovebox. Yeah, this. Yeah, not sure about the full beginners. It's ideal. Yeah, this is a really nice Groovebox, I'd say. When I first tried it, I know Elektron stuff from before, so for me it's really simple to get going with this, because I know the basics of all Elektron boxes, and yeah, it's the same. It works the same here. So whether or not it's simple for a total beginner, I'd say it's fairly simple, but it has a great depth for being a simple device. So don't expect it to be like self-explanatory. Just, yeah, I'm expert after 5 minutes. That's just not how it works. So make sure you're ready to put in a good couple of days of works, and then I think you'll know it. So yeah, but there's stuff here that I think is nicer than, for instance, on the other FM synth, the Digitone. This is like more immediately rewarding in a way, because it's so it's simpler to use. Okay, moving on with the comments. Brandon Crooker, Cuckoo definitely had better insights, but I'm loving it as an introduction to Grooveboxes. Yeah, Brandon, I think you're onto something. I mean, yeah, I could recommend this as a beginner's Groovebox. It's fun. Rustic, hey all, hey there. George Sebastian, hello. Christian Bethard, oh, I'm jumping down. What's happening? Whoa, too many comments. Works fine. Headphone. What headphones do you use? Well, actually, I'm using. They kind of broke. It's Biodynamic Avento wireless. These are wireless. It was really good, but they break. Both of them broke here, and this ring fell off. It was poorly glued, so not sure about the build quality. And I had some cracks in some vital places, like around here. It's a little bit too tightly constructed, maybe, but they sound great. Have good sound. So maybe there's a second generation out now. I'm not sure, but for the sound, portability, I can recommend them. This green glue box, it's not really part of the design, it's my fix. But yeah, they sound great. I like them. Well, you can see all the... Oh, you could see the camera UI. Well, good you said that, because it was actually in photo mode and not in video mode. So let's try that again. Just gonna make sure. Now it's in video mode, and now, yeah, this is better. So I forget to set it. Ooh, look at that, nice little thing. Yeah, well, enough with the tech talk, enough with stream talk. Maybe I'm just gonna position things on the screen so that I can see everything at the same time, both comments and the stream. Okay, there we go. Simplicity is a key. Cuckoo model samples or model cycles? That's a very good question. The model samples, for that, honestly, I think the Digitact is a better investment if you have the money. I think it's much more rewarding to play it, but for I wouldn't compare this to the model samples. They're so different, but between this and the Digitone, I think this is really really affordable and very, very fun to use. In some ways, maybe even more fun than the Digitone. Yeah, you can go deeper with a Digitone, but this has 6 tracks, for instance. The Digitone has 4 tracks, and that is something to take into account. It's monophonic each track, but yeah, it's different enough to be interesting. How would you draw on this model cycles like you did on the model samples? For anyone that might have seen, where is it? Oh, there it is. A couple of it's not too long ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, I made this model samples. So I took it out, I made a whole illustration on it, and it's super fun. And actually my plan was to do this from day one, because I didn't really like the white plastic. But on this one, I don't really mind this kind of beige grey plastic. It looks nicer in my eyes, but I want to draw on this too. And actually this was kind of I wanted to do this first, because I definitely don't want to mess up the model cycles. If I messed up the model samples, they're still gonna be terrible, but this is something I personally want to use sometimes. For this, I'd rather use the Digitact. So if I screwed up on this, it wouldn't sting as much as if I screwed up on this. But now I know how to do it, and not sure how I'll do it on the, we'll see about that. We'll see. Let's see. Fat Benjamin says, love your new album, thanks for the music. Wow, so thankful to hear that. That was really fun to make, and I was doing it in a way which I've been thinking about for a long time. So yeah, it means a lot to hear that people are enjoying this album, and it's, to me at least, it's my best work, so thank you. Digitone has the audio in. Can you apply effects and run Mother and DFAM through Digitone? I can't remember actually. Okay. Elisa says, big fan, Cuckoo, keep it up, man. Thank you. Thanks. Hello everyone. Okay. Love your illustrations. Thanks. Hey, what's the key differences between an analog synth sampler and a DAW plugin? I'd say the key difference is that you have a hardware user interface to operate, and you can set up a DAW to respond to a MIDI controller and get really tight integration with that too. But I think with a dedicated hardware, you can get so proficient and efficient in a way. Like the hands-on control is something totally different. Like every professional producer studio, they use like DAWs to produce the music, but they buy specific hardware mixer tables, that is hardware, because it's more efficient to use a dedicated hardware, I think. So I think that's the biggest difference. User input, hardware, user interface. Also, that's what I think is more fun with dedicated hardware. Can you do 808 and 909 hi-hats on cycles? I find it hard, otherwise I love the machine. Yeah, 808, 909 type hi-hats. Yeah, with FM synthesis, there is, especially with high-pitched sounds, like just changing a parameter slightly can have such a big impact on the sound. So to find that exact frequency to do a good hi-hat, it's really hard. Yeah, I agree. It's something that you have to love the FM sound or not. Let's say really clean sound, Cuckoo. Thank you. Loving the background sounds, Cuckoo. So soothing. Well, thanks. This is actually one of the few tracks that I've made here. I made it while I was in Australia with I was meeting with a friend called Andrew, running a channel called Beat Therapy. Check it out. Okay, so let's start over here. Okay, I'm gonna press stop here, and the thing with this device is I think it's really easy to handle. I know a lot of Elektron devices, so it's extra easy for me. But let's do it from the beginning. I'm gonna start a whole new pattern. So let's press pattern and press an empty slot. When you press pattern, you have 6 different banks here. So bank 5 and pattern 4 is empty. Let's explore this. Let's see. So we got 6 tracks here. Let's raise the volume. Gonna take the microphone down a bit. Okay, I'm gonna raise the volume. Like every track that I touch is selected. So I'm gonna take up the volume on this track. There are 2 ways to do that. One is this volume and distortion knob. This is like a gain knob where you go into a more and more distorted sound. But the actual track volume is here. So you can go really distorted. Oops, I think that was... Let's see. It's actually not that distorted. I expected more. Yeah, okay, yeah. And it's maybe not the first place you start looking down here, but let's make a good kick drum. So I'm gonna go and make a good pitch. Maybe pitch it down like that, change the decay. Check out the color. Check out the shape. Maybe that. Check out the sweep. Keep it low. Check out the contour. Maybe that. Check out the volume distortion again. And one thing I find, actually, I'm not using these pads that much. I'm not a huge fan of the velocity input because I need to bang it quite hard to achieve good velocity. So when I'm just casually working on it, I usually use this keyboard instead. There's always one fixed velocity. And also I like to be able to pitch it So let's press play here and function and click, and if I keep it pressed I get a click in. Let's record a rec and play. Was that quantized? Let's see. A function and make some. Oops, that's the wrong one. Make some global quantize. That was my intention. Let's say global and maximum quantize and do it. So how about that? Did it do it? Apply. Yeah, there you go. And yes. I think that is kind of fun. Yeah. So I'm gonna check the the comments here as I'm doing this. I wish I had the comments right here, but it's off there. Yeah, that was clipping. I think I see if I dial down the volume slightly. Is this also clipping? I'm not sure where to see if it's clipping actually. I think that is kind of cool. Okay, I'm gonna move on to this. Well, yeah, question. When track selected, all parameters knobs are independent to track. Yes, unless you hold down track, because if track is down, it means you're controlling all. And with my nifty solution here, I can actually show that. Like down there, you can see it says control all, and if this is pressed, whatever you're doing on the knobs is applied to all tracks simultaneously. But if it's not pressed, it's local to only this track. Yeah. So let's make a second track here. Good morning from Canada. Hello there. Good morning from Japan. Azru, hello. Tamar Stanley. If this was a commercial, you could play the Model Samples voice. Yeah. Hello, this is Model Samples. Yeah, that'd be nice. What do you mean by FM sound? What makes an FM sound FM? Was that a question to me or someone else? Yeah, this is an FM synthesizer. Model Samples has FM synthesis inside of it. They've made different machines, or I'm not sure what they call it. Like, if you press this, you can load different characters or machines, and all of them are FM synthesis, and that means that one oscillator or operator is modulating a secondary operator in some different ways and creating a recognizable FM sound. Let's see what the snare sounds like and see if it's typically an FM recognizable FM sound. So is this typical FM? Maybe not now, but let's change the decay. Change the color. You can hear those tones in there. It sounds like an old radio when you're tuning a radio, an FM radio. How about the shape? Now kind of the FM is showing its face. Let's check out the sweep. Contour. So is this clipping, by the way? Maybe I should be more safe with Ooh, that is definitely clipping. Sorry. So this is a snare what they call the snare drum, and the snare drum is actually a really good tonal model to make tones. It doesn't have to be a snare drum. It could be, let's say, delay it. Let's try the reverb. Ooh, the reverb is actually really room-like. All of Elektron's devices, they have really good reverbs, especially the newer ones. The Octatrack is not, it doesn't have the best reverb, but all the other ones. So let's make it shorter. Okay, that's fun. Ooh, it's okay. Let's try to avoid clipping. Okay. Let's just freestyle it. Let's bring that up. And the way you edit, this is like the timeline now. If I want to edit this particular trick and make it shorter, I press it and make it shorter. I can see the value over there. If I want to do a LFO on just this one, I press it and twist the LFO. Well, I need to set this up to be a destination first. So destination pitch. Okay, and yeah. Maybe make it okay, let's see if we can find a hi-hat. Okay, conveniently, it's on the next track. So let's see if we can find a sweet spot of a nice hi-hat. Let's see. I'm gonna make it longer first. It's not too bad. It's not piercing my ears in any unpleasant way. But it sounds like a typical Mega Drive Sega 16-bit FM hi-hat. We could do an LFO, hold down LFO and wiggle the decay to a certain degree. That means the LFO is now modulating the decay, making it longer and shorter. Let's make the LFOs. So now we have kind of a random feel. So if I want to do lots of hi-hats here, timeline, like so. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Let's take the next one. What's this machine even called? It sounds strange. Let's see. Machine perk. Okay, so this is perk. I'm gonna keep up with the comments here. Well, LP is asking something about shell. This is they're very similar. So don't blame me. They look exactly the same. In fact, there's white, this is beige. So the model samples is the one I painted, just for clarification. Bruno says, "Hey Cuckoo, how would you?" Oh, I lost it. Where were you? How do you feel the comparison between Digiton and Cycles? I think they're different enough to not compete with each other. And there's a certain fun factor with the Cycles that I think is really cool. The Digiton is fun too, but I think the simplicity of just putting a machine onto a track and then just wiggling it, it's easier and faster and more fun, I think. You need a limiter on your audio chain with the synth. Yeah, maybe so. Voice is a little quiet. Yeah, okay, maybe everything is a little quiet. Just afraid it's gonna clip, or maybe I'm just gonna have to be closer to the microphone and not shout when I get excited. Okay, let's see. Color. So what can I do with this one? It's a little bit weird. Let's press this one. Yeah. Ooh, this is nice. It's like a organ. Okay, how about make like the LFO. Let's see what we could do here with the LFO. There's one LFO per track. Let's see if I can I restart the LFO envelope. Okay. Destination LFO pitch minus. Let's see. No, plus. I'm gonna do it with ooh, that's super fun. So let's get a close-up on this. Let's see. What am I doing? I'm pressing a button. Yeah. So there's different waves, shapes on the LFO. That's random. This is a rising and falling down. This is the envelope. This is a falling. And now this LFO is controlling the pitch. And I just thought this was hilarious. So yeah, let's use that one. So let's see. Okay, yeah, I like it. And now I feel like making it longer. So I press function and page, and press page again to add a page, and get out of that. So right can play. is making me smile. Okay. Yeah. Hey, let's see. Honestly, you can see everything you need on it. Yeah, you can see most of the stuff on it. There is like these symbols. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see what it is. This one means sustained note. If I unpress it, it's just a drum. It's obeying the decay instantly, but this is keeping it pressed until you release it. And there's a little bit stuff when you hold down function. There is some stuff hidden that you just need to learn, but not that much. Everything is labeled nicely and it's fun. So let's see. So next one. I'm gonna take track 6, and by the way, I'm just using the standard. I mean, I can select which machine I want on each track. Currently, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of track. Who knows? Maybe it'll change in the future with new types. I don't know. But right now, there is just enough to have one different type of sound engine on each pad. So I'm gonna do the chord, because the chord one is really special. It has I think, is it color or shape? It's shape. You can see what kind of chord it is. So number 4 there is a minor chord. sus4, minor 7, major 7. So you got a bunch of different chords. How about this kind of Japanese ninja chord? So let's try the color. And the color in this case is kind of layering where on the keyboard this chord is being played, which is super fun. That could be really nice with an LFO, maybe slower. Maybe the LFO could be a random type here even. Yeah, it could be nice. And then let's try the different sounds on the chord. Yeah, Daniel says, also find it hard to get good velocity on pads. I think they're pretty good, but you need to bang them a bit too hard for my taste. I think you can change them, can't you? Let's see. Pad menu, function, pad menu. Velocity depth. Okay, so the velocity can also go to parameter. That's cool. I didn't know that. I'm not sure what I can make them fixed though. Let's try that. Depth is 40. Yeah, so I could change the velocity a little bit on the pad menu, but I still think I need to bang it a little bit too hard. So I'd rather use these. It is nice. Maybe I'll put this in. Oh, how about that? I'm gonna try some different chords. you know, this is stuff that you just try over and over again to find the specific chord that you're looking for. Fifth. That is nice. Reverb. Yeah. And this is where you can mess around with different settings per trig. Copy that, place it, dun, dun, dun. Place it there, make it shorter. Add some delay on this one. Too short. Like this, very low. And short. And this crazy one. Lower the volume on this one. Add some reverb. And now, is this clipping, by the way? Is it okay? I think it's gonna be okay. So this could be cool to have like a lead sound. And by the way, can you do scales? I'm not sure actually. I've just grown used to this as an input device. Okay, so let's see what this can, how this can sound. So this sound engine is called Tone. This is typically FM. Flowchai says, love it, so nutty. Yeah, thanks. Let's see. Ooh. Shape. So actually on each engine, all of these knobs, all of these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knobs, they are kind of specific to the engine that you're loading onto it. Pitch is basically just the pitch, and decay is basically mostly just the decay, but sometimes the decay is also making changes in the different operators in the FM to make a sound go more numb over time. And also the color doesn't, on the chords, this was placing the chord in different octaves, but here it's doing FM synth coarse pitches. So how about okay, let's make it clean. Okay. How about this? It's super FM. When designing a sound, it could sound really cool on its own. I think this sounds cool, but with this music, you can't even hear it, so I need to retune it to the music. how about do some FM stuff and some LFO. Let's see, to make it crazy again. Some reverb, maybe a tad, a delay. Let's see. Oh, it's too much. Can I do it? Let's see. Just a tad of. How about that? Maybe this. Okay, I'm gonna make this 4 pages long, like that, and record. Okay, I'm gonna have some sort of counting, I hope. Let's see. Isn't this gonna give me a click? Oh no, I'm pressing the wrong button. Click on. And okay, 2, 3. This one should be. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna do quantize track 5. Quantize track 5. Lots. That's nice. Yeah, I like it. And yeah. So I'm gonna copy this whole pattern, go to a different pattern and paste it there. And here I'm gonna try Control All. And mess with the FM controls. Paste it again. Make it shorter. Change the shape. Sweep. think this is fun. Now I have 2 copies. So let's go to the previous one. Wilma Paris, thank you so much for your donation. That is seriously nice of you. I've never used this super donation service, just tried it once before, and so please, if you appreciate this to the level where you actually want to donate, feel free to do so. It's really helpful for me, but you don't have to. Okay, let's keep it funky. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, I like this. This is making me happy. So what I just did here was just make something on each track, really. And then just funk it, feel it out. But sometimes when I check out the stock, like the factory presets that Elektron has done, I think like there is room to do more than just. I mean, I was kind of I was just doing it kind of. I don't know. I'm feeling it out. But if you get really precise, there is more depth to it. Now it's like, oh, this goes up, this goes down, this is loud, this is not loud. But if you fine tune it, that's when you can make like really subtle changes that is making it all very clear. So how about Brendan Brooks? You're officially, that is not a word, you're officially the nicest person. Thank you so much for that. Is that like a mug of red drink? I hope it's not. Yeah, what is it in that mug? Thank you so much. Cheers, mate. I have actually happened to have a mug right here, a glass rather, of hojicha, a really nice roasted Japanese tea. So cheers, mate. So now I just want to show you like the one that was on when this stream started was something that I made together while jamming with a friend. And when you're jamming with a friend, it's about giving space, taking space, and exploring the musical territory together. And when we did that, this was the music. Sorry, where was it? Maybe this? Yeah. It's really soft. This is like nice for a second person to jam on top. And I compare that to what I just did here. This is me freestyling solo, totally cuckoo, and doing my own thing. Whoa, hey, Bias Media producent, Bias Media producent. Thank you for your donation. That's seriously so nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But what I was getting at was that this is truly something different than the first pattern. And also when I check out the stock, the factory patterns, let's see, I'm not sure, is this the, yeah, this is actually the factory preset. So let's take a listen on the factory and see what they've done. It's totally different. You can hear that the person who made each pattern, you can kind of hear that, oh, this is probably a different person. Like super nice bass. And also very smart use of of conditional tricks, I think, to make the pattern seem longer. Check out the second one. Like super use of stereo. Whoa, super impressive actually. Kind of industrial, heavy. It's like a high score music or something. Yeah, it is a cool machine. And when you dial in your sounds, you can do some really strange stuff, which is always a good sign. If you hear strange stuff on a synth, it's like, ooh, yeah, this has depth. Whoa. I think particularly there is such a nice bass. There's a nice little thud in the bass and everything. Like, listen to this. Also really good use of retrigs. Yeah, this is inspiring. Let's see, which bank was I on? 5? This is like a little baby compared to Elektron's developers. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep up with the comments now. There is no arpeggiator. True, there is no arpeggiator. But you can be fast with your fingers. Let's see. Wondering if there's a trick to make something like an arpeggiated pattern with changing the pitch and color with a tone. Yeah, should we try to explore that? I have no idea right now as of how to do that. Let's see. I'm gonna take a empty pattern. So I'm gonna take the tone. I don't think there is a way to step the I only think it can pitch it like not do. So how would I make something appear as an arpeggiator? Like if there is a kick drum on one track. Okay, this is our kick drum track. Yeah, and then we have this. I mean, this is just one page long. I'm gonna check the page setting here because there is a mode here. There is a mode where you can set the page to be in pattern mode or in track mode. Pattern or track. So track means that each track can obey its own timing. So for instance, this could scale and run twice as fast as the other ones, or slow. It could, let's put it to run twice as fast. And yeah, so right now we have oh yeah, let's get out of that. So now this is much faster. This is running twice where when the kick drum is at this speed. So that could be used to make so let's do something like that. So if I had a keyboard I could punch in the notes right now, but I'm gonna do it minor G. Yeah, that is really fast actually. C, G, there you go. That is as fast as an arpeggio, but that of course means that you have less time. Like I could make this track 4 pages long, for instance, while the kick drum track is now just one page long. So in this case, where I've set the pattern to be in track mode, okay, that is something to work with. So we could do, it's not an arpeggio, but it's something. Okay. And also one trick is some sort of, it's not a, yeah, I mean there is retrig here, but you can also fake retrigs with delay send. If you have a delay that is just playing back once, you can send stuff to the delay to kind of make a second trig a little bit later, but it's just in the delay. Yeah, so this is a way to make really fast moving chords. Well, that's one way to do it. Okay, shouts from Indiana. You're awesome. Thank you, Chris Johnson. You're awesome too. Thanks. Let's see here. And Ivan, thank you so much for a little donation. It means a lot to me. Peace to you. And yeah, let's do this each time. Cheers, mate. So let's see, more questions. Let's solve more. Let's see. All those your songs? No, Mr. Spacecrafty. No, those were the songs that I played there in a successive order. Those are the stock factory demo songs. I was just going through some different flavors of what I can do. Just the last one, that's mine, that I made right now. That sounded like the Mario Underground level music. Yeah, that's nice. What's your favorite Volca, please? Volca FM. Yeah, but I haven't tried the Volca samples, and every time I hear someone perform with it, I feel like, yeah, Volca samples. That sounds cool too. I haven't tried it. Would you recommend this? Who would you recommend this for? What kind of workflow does this best work with? Can you use it as a sound module? I think for me, this is most fun when using it standalone. Actually, that's how I tend to use most devices. Use them standalone and maximize the use of it. But with this one, it has a super nice tone in the bass, nice warm thud in the kick drums. Got some really interesting chords there. I think, yeah, you could sync it up to DAW and add some flavors of this in any production. But yeah, I don't know. It's for anyone that likes this type of sound, I guess. And also for anyone who just want to chill out and make some fun music. I mean, my goal is kind of to make really good, to expand my own horizons in music making. That's my personal goal. But for a lot of people, music is also recreational, like something you want to do to relax or just have fun. You come home from your job and you just want to do some fun, and then you have some fun little musical instruments. Like this could be that type of instrument too, if you just want to have some quirky fun times at home. See how you make sure everything is in key with such weirder sounds. Is there any way of tuning stuff in the cycles? That's a very good question, valid question. Pitch, this is the pitch, and any sound can be pitched freely, so you need to be aware of the pitch with your ears. I mean, you start out with sounds that might be in tune with what a typical keyboard would use, but you can tune any track into a different tune and end up with a result that sounds great. And then when you try to play guitar to it, you realize that, oh, actually this is heavily detuned, and then it's good to just put the track button down and pitch all of the tracks at the same time until you can hear that it's in tune with regular instruments. So I've got pretty good pitch, so I can tune it to where I like the sound of it. But since many of the instruments are kind of moving a little bit, you also need to embrace that, I think. Yeah. But one thing that is really confusing to some people in the beginning is that, oh, if I retune a track, how do I know which button to press? Well, you don't. Like, let's go over the track that I made here, pattern 4. So this is a tone. That's not a tone. These are tuned in the same tune. This is a different tune. The other one was here. So now this is the root note. This is where the C, I think this is the C, like in the scale. So if you're gonna type in the notes in the sequencer with this, you can see, oh, there's a C here. But in this, there is also a C, or yeah, where's the C? I couldn't find. Yeah, there's a C there too. But a C in this track doesn't mean the same pitch as a C on this track. So you need to be aware of this. If you retune, a track, you just need to keep it in mind. I'm not totally. It doesn't bother me. It's just something that you need to keep track of. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Do you know if Elektron is coming out with a new batch anytime soon? They've been out of stocks on every resale for a while now. Yeah, actually, I don't know, but I can only speculate that is due to the current situation in the world, where the coronavirus has shut down different territories, and I think, yeah, that's my only wild guess right now. So just, I assume this to be a big hit. Actually, I think this is the most fun Elektron instrument they've done in a good while, especially in the cheaper territory. So I think Elektron must be eager to produce this really fast. So yeah, let's just hope that it's going to be in stock soon. But a lot of manufacturers these days, they have expressed their concerns and telling people to be patient because of this situation. So just have to be patient, I think. Which one, sample or cycles, gave you much more fun? I think cycles. Yeah, cycles is more fun to me than samples. But samples is definitely really nice too. Oh, thank you so much, Ivan Trophy Mob. Thank you so much for that donation. Not sure what the ruby yeah, how much it translates to my money, but thank you. Cheers for that. Let's see, where are we now? Would you recommend the MPC one if I don't have a lot of bugs and need one piece of gear to do it all, or one of the Elektron boxes? If Elektron, then which one? I'm not really a big MPC user, so I don't know the MPC one. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know it, so I can't really say anything about it. I know there's a lot of people really like MPC stuff, and yeah, maybe you could ask Enrique about it. Yeah, the guy who works for Novation, he's really into MPCs. But like one piece of gear to do it all, yeah, I think it depends on a lot of factors really. Maybe while I'm talking, I should have like a nice background music. Isn't that suitable? Yeah, back where we started. It's nice. There's a lot of good synths and good samplers, but on the Elektron side, I feel like it's either samples or synthesis. There's one hybrid though, which is the analog rhythm. It has great drum synthesis and also sample layers, and with analog rhythm you can do a lot of stuff, but it's a little bit big and might be pricey. I think for me the Digitact, that opened a lot of possibilities. Really great samples, super fun to use, and also you can get down to really short samples like single cycle waveforms, and then it starts to behaving more like a synth. So yeah, model cycles. I was saying Digitact. Yeah, Digitact is something I could recommend. It doesn't do everything. How about the OPZ though? It's not this big box that you might expect of a device that does it all, you know, but it has some really nice synth engines, nice sample stuff. Yeah, that is also something to think about. Compliments on the Digitact nicely. Yeah, thanks. I think so. Yeah, it does. If you would have to choose between cycles and circuit, which one would you pick? Yeah, cycles or circuit? That's a good question. Circuit is one of those boxes that has synthesis and samples, and it's been updated so many times. It's quite capable now, but yeah, the only downside with cycles, I think there are two downsides with cycles. With the circuit. The synth engine is not available on the device, so you can't change patches and create patches on the device itself. You need to do that on the computer. That's a downside. It's a really good synth engine actually. The other downside would be that the patterns are not nearly as long as on like the pattern memory. It's not anywhere close what you would have on an Elektron device. I think that's also a shame. Actually, now we're talking about it, I totally forgot, but the Synthstrom Deluge might be one of those boxes that does it all. It does synthesis, it has some good synthesis like FM synths and subtractive, very good samples. That is the one I should recommend. Like one device that does it all. It's really nice. It has a really nice sequencer too. Yeah, that's a good one. I can't believe I forgot about it. Let's see. So which one would I select, circuit or cycles? They're two different. I think if you need samples, yeah, no, they're two different. I mean, they're similar priced. Yeah, but right now, I think this is much more fun, and I enjoy that the layout of the sequencer. Like, I really enjoy that with the Elektron devices. I think for me, it's a cooler sequencer. But yeah, the circuit is super cool too. Like, yeah, you've got a full-blown polyphonic synth in there too. Good morning from Seattle. Hi there, Scott. Nice to see you here. What's the learning curve compared to the OPZ. Oh, I think this is much simpler. It's nicely laid out. You can read what stuff is. Yeah, I think this is much faster to get into your fingers. I mean, the OPZ is not, I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's just that you need to come to terms with there not being a display, there not being that many. I mean, you have some icons, but you need to learn it by heart. And I totally love it. But this is much simpler to learn. Yeah, for sure. Cycles over circuit any day, says Mr. Spacecrafty. Yeah, for me, I would agree, but they're too different. I think, yeah, I can't really choose. I think, yeah, whichever speaks to you. Michael Furnace Production, thank you for a donation, mate. That is really nice. Thanks for doing this live stream and helping the community. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, I'm doing well. Friendly regards from a Norwegian trying to make it in Amsterdam. Well, it's cool. Thank you. Thanks for your donation. And yeah, let's see. More questions. Have you ever played the Lyra 8? Yes, I have, but only once. And I think I did it in Moscow at Symposium, and I just wasn't in the mood for the Lyra 8, say. And so many people loved it, and they love it now. And when I got to it, I was like, maybe too hectic. It was a hectic day, you know. Trade fair is super hectic. I came to it and like trying to do stuff, and it's like everything it does is slow and moody and ambient. And I was not in the mood for slow, moody ambient. I wanted to do something hectic and just couldn't do it. So I'm gonna have to have another go at it. I think a lot of people seem to really like it. Yeah, so my only experience with it. Does it work well as a pad chord box? I mean, this particular background music that I made here is sort of, it's not pads, but it's sort of chordy. But I wouldn't say that this is a typical pads chord box, because every track is monophonic. The chord instrument is a chord in its own, and you could do some fairly interesting, like you can let it just ring. And if you find a sweet spot, maybe you can it's not, I wouldn't say it's like a pad machine, but you can find sweet spots, especially if you use the sequencer and generate sounds that, you know, there's a massive reverb in here too. Let's maximize it. This reverb is super nice, and then you can turn it up to infinity. that's really nice. Maybe you could just sneak in and the reverb alone is like super pad like and ambient, so that could also be played with, you know, yeah, it depends on your style. Okay, let's keep track of the Analog 4 Desert Island says Bo Beats. Hey Bo, nice to see you here. Cool to see you, mate. Waiting for them to get back in stock. Yeah. Slow-mo Mark 2, there's a chord engine, but you can't play any up to chord. Yeah. Okay, let's go back down. What's your thought on polyphony? Find it really sad not to play chords through a keyboard. Yeah, it's sad, but I think it's more of a groove box than a keyboard machine, and it's a little trade-off. But I think once you start using these chords and you start programming them, you can do a lot of stuff. Actually, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. You can fake it out with an LFO thing. Yeah, I did a sort of LFO like chord earlier in the stream, and I don't think you can make it sound exactly like an arpeggiator. Would you pair this with a drum machine, or other synth percussion sounds good enough? Says Pablo. I think for me, I always try to maximize the use of one box. Like, use what you have is usually what I do. But sometimes you come to a point, like the pattern I did before sounds like this. I think this is enough, but sometimes it's like, oh, if I just had one more track, I could do this thing, or if I had a sample, I could do this other thing. So in that case, yes, it makes sense to have another one if you're performing or if you're playing this. But if you're gonna record it on your computer and make a song, then that sample that you need, it could be sequenced in the DAW. But if you really want to perform it on the device, that's when you're gonna start thinking about having a secondary machine for different things. Like here, like what you can do, let's copy this pattern, put it here on. Actually, let's take let's take the long one. Okay. Pattern and paste. Okay, so here let's take one of the tracks. Let's see where it's not that hectic, like this one. Sounds this track. I could use this track and punch in other sounds, like on the 5/8. Maybe I want like a fat snare drum there. Let's dig into it. I'm gonna put this down and press the preset menu and start looking for sounds. Okay, clap, cymbal, effect, bass drum, effects, hi-hat, snare drums. How about these snare drums? Can I preview them? Yeah, this is a snare drum. Here's another one. Alien snare drum. So now I'm just on one trig here. Yeah, there's an SMS coming in from my friend. Let's take this 8-bit. Let's see. Snare drum, Alan. Okay, so right now, yeah, loading that one. I hope. No, I destroyed it. I destroyed it. Okay, function, paste. I'm gonna do it again. Let's see. I'm gonna just go to this one place, and I think I did it right. Maybe I did it wrong. I thought I could just load it in like this. Rim shot, snare drum, Alan. Okay, now it's like a different sound on this one pad because I loaded in there. So I'm gonna copy that trig and put it here as well. And that way that's like a way to expand. That's it. Dish, dum, like so. Now we got some snare drums in there. So yeah, and that could be done on any track. So let's take on the melody track here. Maybe yeah, just look at something crazy here. So I've got to see what this message is. I'm gonna see if I can find. Let's see, preset menu, factory sounds, tones. That's like a cool sound. Ooh, slap. That is fun. Okay. Was that the sound? It's just really. Ooh, it was recording my velocity. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna pitch it up a bit. A bit more. So we got a tom now. I could put it. Paste. Like higher, lower. How about that? Isn't that fun? Paste. So that's a way to cram even more stuff into it than what you had space for, tracks for. Yeah, but regardless of that, sometimes you come to a place where you just need a sample, and if you need that while you're performing, then you need a different device. Okay. Michael Furnace production. I can't find out how to live record when playing with the retrig on the machine velocity center buttons. when I play, it doesn't record because I don't let go of the button. How does it work with the 1 to 16th? Live record when playing the retrig. Oh, okay. So the retrig is this button. Have I recorded this? Maybe I have. Let's try it. Let's try it out. So let's go to a different pattern right here. I'm gonna mute my phone. Okay. Hi-hat. So we got, let's see if I can record that. So it's just recording and retrig, and well, it recorded the retrig but not the velocity changes. Let's see if I can do it again. Clear recording. I'm gonna have a click track. So that is a recording of just this. Okay, let's see. So it's recording the retrigs, but not the continuous velocity pressure. That's what it's doing for me. The retrig menu, you can change the rate, but it seems that the rate is not changed in what's already recorded. So let's see here. So let's go in here and see what the retrig says. It says on, and the rate is burnt in. Let's see, retrig lighting up, not lighting up, lighting up. So the rate is burnt in. So if I want a faster rate on the retrig, I need to go in there. If you want a close up of that. See. So the way the retrig page looks is when I'm pressing it now, you can see that this one is lighting up, meaning that this one has a retrig on it, and the retrig has a couple of parameters. So press it while holding the thing, and you can see that it's the retrig is on, the rate is 16th, and the length of the whole press is 450. So if I now change that to 32, it's going to be faster. It's just crazy. Oh, I missed it. Ooh, come on. Okay, let's turn it on. Yeah. Professional TV production. So yeah, maybe I'm not sure if it answered your question, but it's not recording the gradual pressure changes. Juan says, does the model cycles have the same problem on model samples, that long samples will not sound entirely because of their monophonic features? Yeah, every track is monophonic. So in this case, in this song here, ooh, sorry about that blast. That was really loud, sorry. If we go into any of the any of the tracks here. Let's see. Long sounds. Yeah, if there is a long sound, like let's make a new one. If there is a long sound and I play a new sound, it will re-trigger and cut off the previous sound. Every track is like that. There is no trick around it. You can send it to the delay and make it sound a little bit, or into the reverb to make a little trail of it. But there is no way to play a chord like this on the same track. If you want a chord or overlapping tones, you need to use two different tracks for that. And someone, Joe LaRocca, has a question about the mini SNES controller. I have no answer for that, other than a friend of mine gave it to me as a little present in like a little gift box. It was super nice. I think it was in some sort of plastic egg or something. It's non-working, just a fun little peripheral. Can you use LFO envelope to do that though? To do what? Let's see. Trig condition. Okay, yeah, trig condition. Yeah, haven't even talked about that. Cool. Let's do some trig conditions. Yeah. Let's do. Okay, let's take this track and make a little. I'm gonna have a click. Thank you. Okay, so let's make a little melody. 1, 2, 3. So now, this page that this little sequence that I just did is just one bar long, one page long. So with the conditions, I could go in and say, like, I can set conditions to every track here. For instance, I could say this one, I'm gonna wiggle this chance conditions knob. It could be a fill, it could be a pre, it could be played only on the first one, it could be played at like there's a 25% chance of this being played. Keep going. I could say I could play this one first, but not the second time. Let's zoom in. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Is this in focus? No. So you can see this menu. It's being played the first time out of 2, but not the second time out of 2. And that would mean that this one, listen now. Now, but not now. So I've set a condition to this to not be played every second time. Let's keep going. Like the first out of 3, actually I want to do it in the first out of 4 and then never again, or until the 4th occurrence has been reached, and then the 5th time it'll trigger again. So 1, not now, not now, not now, but now. And the same way I can re-trigger these under a certain counting system, like dum dum. This one, I want this to be played the same thing every first time the playhead passes this trig out of 4. Well, let's zoom out again. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. back and see focus. Yeah. So these are gonna be played the first time. Actually, this one could be played like the second time out of 4. Let's see. So now it says 2 out of 4. Dum, dum, dum. And this one could also be played. So I'm setting up, what I'm trying to do here is to make a longer sequence than 1 bar. So these 2 comes in at the first time. This one at the second time. Dum, dum. And this one could also be a second time. Let's see, 2 out of 4, second out of 4. And this one, let's see, dum, 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 dum. This could be at the also second time. Or actually the first time. And this one could be the last round. So 4. No, which one? I'm messing up. Yeah, how about this one? The 4th time. Dum, dum, dum. Oops. 3, the 3rd time. So I made a much longer sequence now on just 1 page because of these conditions. And also, if we have like a hi-hat page here, it's just hi-hats, static hi-hats. Well, turn it on. But on this page, if we turn this chance knob, we can lower the chances of every trig being played. So I'm going to do that while I play now. So now it's 70% chance of every trig being played. 50%. And yeah, so you can use these trig conditions to your advantage when creating. And I think because you've got this way of just pressing this and controlling all the track at the same time, this is also something that you can perform with. So if I go to that track that I made earlier, let's just make sure I don't blast the ears like this. I'm just going to copy this just to make sure. Actually, I'm going to save this because this is so nice now. I'm going to press this little tool here. I'm going to go to project and whoa, am I loading? No, I'm saving. Dish. Yeah, save it. I'm going to save this whole thing. Okay, so if I change the chance on the whole track now, on all the tracks. So this is forcing every track to obey these rules. Also, all the tracks now have longer decay. All the tracks have and now let's go back. So that is a little quick insight in how you can make how you can use the tree conditions. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, let's see. Digging the little SNES keychain. Yeah, there is a I think my friend bought it at a little toy, like a, I think where he got it was at the Neo Tokyo store in Oslo. It's a fun Japanese manga video game store in Oslo. Jeremy Fox says, I think Cuckoo is my favorite YouTuber. Well, I think you gave me my favorite comment. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me, actually. It might sound tacky, but yeah, it does. It means a lot. These live streams are so cool and chill and awesome vibe. Well, thank you. Happy to hear that, mate. Oh snap, change the channels on all the tracks? Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Do it. Cool. We really appreciate all of your work. Thanks. Yeah, the Deluge. I'm gonna do a proper tutorial on the Deluge very soon. I just want to make sure that the latest firmware is released. Maybe it's released by now. I'm not. I should check up on that. It should be released any day. It's probably released. I should check it out. And that's my intention, to wait for the latest firmware to make sure that the last bits and pieces of the firmware is in there, because there's some really cool stuff coming up. Like, yeah, it's a super nice sequencer, very nice box. Overall, it's pleasant to use. It's not self-explanatory, but once you get into it, you learn how to use it, and it's very, very pleasant. Yeah, check out my previous video where I'm performing a whole set with just the Deluge and the Zoya, and you get a little, I don't know, insight or an example of how it can be used for a whole live set. Also, it's really good for MIDI. I haven't even used it for MIDI, but it's actually good for MIDI, and it has CV output as well. It's one of these do-it-all boxes, and it's very pleasant. It has a design that is so different from everything else. This is the time where I should fade in that nice music again, isn't it? Yeah, it's like just casually, just there's this chill vibe in the background. Yeah, it's the Deluge. I'm looking forward to making a tutorial. I've actually been holding back because Ian, the manager of the company, has always told me, like, well, the next firmware is going to be awesome, the next firmware is going to be great, and then I'll be kind of waiting. But now I've actually performed on it. I know it quite well, so now it's a good time for me to make a tutorial on the Deluge. Yeah, soon, very soon. Is it going to be a scale chord helper in the motorcyclist? I don't know. I think there really should be. A lot of people really enjoy chords, especially at the beginner. As a beginner, it's nice to have a nice sounding scale already in there. I have just a feeling that it's there, but let's see. Function pad menu. No. How about this? Project, MIDI, audio, backup, upgrade, device, pattern, rename, save, reload. No. Just had a feeling that maybe it's actually there. How about this? No. How about preset menu? No. This is a strange one. Quantize? No. So no, I don't think so. But yeah, for me personally, I've grown to like that the whole scale is here, like all the increments. But especially for beginners, I think the scales is nice. When using the audio over a USB functionality, I've heard that it tends to crash after a while. Did you experience this? I haven't used that actually, but it sounds like that is something they will have to fix. That is not cool. Crashing machines, no cool. I think they should have the expertise now with Overbridge to do that, like all the routines. They share the same chips, well, the chip family in every machine, so I think it's just a matter of updating and bug fixing. It'll probably be good in yeah, shortly, I hope. Question: why not a laptop versus an Elektron samples digitact for its memory bank when wanting custom audio samples? A laptop versus an Elektron samples digitact. I mean, a laptop is always going to have the most amount of memory, but you're also going to have to use the software. There's a bunch of free software, but the best software probably for live performance is Ableton Live, and that is not a cheap software. It costs a lot of money actually, so take costs also into account. Computer software is going to be super versatile, but it's not going to have a physical workflow. So if you're going to produce music just at home or on your own, chances are that you don't even want to fiddle around with the hardware box, and then software is good enough. You can type in everything, and you can click in all the notes and parameters, and yeah, and just have like a cheaper MIDI input devices. It's gonna be good enough. I don't know, I just appreciate the dedicated hardware. And with like a device like the I was about to say the Zoya, but I meant the I'm getting tired, losing work and focus, losing my mind. Yeah, with a device like the I'm looking up here because it's right here. I'm going to show it. Let's see. Like a device like this, the Deluge, it has less what do you say, limits. I'd say it has limits, but it's not obvious where the limits are at the beginning. If you want a long sample, just put a long sample there. It's gonna stream it, and it's not gonna be affected by memory or anything. It's just gonna be there. It's streaming it from the card. You want a multi-sampled piano on top of that? Yeah, just upload it or load it in, put it there. Some synthesis. So this could be for people who really holds the laptop as the more powerful and more flexible platform. Yeah, this could be something that is maybe cool for you to explore. Yeah, it's really cool. Deluge seems so cool. Also, they've 4 times the price of model sites. Yeah. It costs more, but it has a lot of flexibility. Yeah. Let's see here. I need a hardware device that has workflow for physician form performance that allows custom audio samples. Yeah, this could be a really good one. I think with Elektron's machines, there's always this case where you're wondering if you're filling up the memory, you need to comply with certain ways of structuring your sound pool and stuff. This is more flexible. It doesn't really care about the structure. You can make a kit and later decide what you want to be, what samples you want in that kit. Maybe you have like 29 samples and I should have this third 20 more samples that should also be in there, and then just upload them to it. It's cool. Hardware forever, says Matthew. Yeah. Okay. What's the main difference between the model samples and the cycles? Synthesis and samples. Model samples has samples, and you need to put the samples onto the machine. It's only for samples. Model cycles is only for synthesis, so there's no way of putting a or samples in here. This one has MIDI in and out. Let's take a look at I'm gonna make a video about this later, some other time. But this has line. Okay, let's put it like that. Microphone input. It has a little dedicated microphone on it. This is the Deluge. It has line input for sampling and looping and doing stuff. The mic has two gain modes, high or low. There's headphones output. There's main output, MIDI out, MIDI in, standard full-size MIDI, CV out 1 and 2, gate out 1, 2, 3, 4, clock in and power, but it also and USB, but it also has, not sure if it's charged. No, it's not charged, but it also has a battery, so you can. Oh, I left it in on. That's why it doesn't turn on. It also has a battery built in, so I'm not sure how long it lasts. Maybe like 5 hours, 6 hours. So that's nice. And what you can do with the MIDI output is obvious if you want to sequence other stuff. But MIDI input, you can like learn the MIDI input to whatever track you want, whatever parameter you want. You can kind of direct it there, which is interesting. It's flexible. And you can plot MIDI output on this one. This also has MIDI output, by the way, and let's zoom in a bit. So in this guy, there is a menu for that. So each pad, is it the pad menu? Let's see if it is. No, it's not. It's in here. MIDI, sync, in chain, out chain. So out channel, for instance, if I press it, each channel can have its own output. So right now MIDI channel 1 has MIDI out on channel 1, but if I want to, I could turn it off. So any channel can be set up to transmitting MIDI onto any channel, and you can select whether they should be on or off. And this one too, but much more flexible. I haven't tried the audio on USB, but because this is a totally digital machine, the audio doesn't have to be captured and translated into digital. So within the sound engine, it's already digital, and so I assume that with your naked ear, maybe you can't even tell the difference. But on the analog outputs, the sound has to go out to some sort of analog conversion. So for super audio gigs, maybe you could tell the difference. Maybe it's more lush in the digital recording. I have no idea. Or maybe the output here is a much higher resolution than what's recorded through the USB transfer. I don't know that. Maybe it's actually in 96 kilohertz or something on the analog outputs. But I don't know. I don't know what it operates in. Would you say that the cycles is a cheaper alternative to the Digiton? Stay cuckoo. No, not really. With the samples, I would say the model samples is a cheaper compromised version of the Digitact. But on the model cycles, it's its own thing. It sounds like its own machine, has its own way of working, so it doesn't feel like a cheaper version of the Digiton. It feels different, its own identity, and that's why I like it. Yeah. Is your album on Google Play Music? No, it's not. It's only available on free downloads and pay what you like on Bandcamp, because the whole idea with it is that it should be free for anyone to download, and it should be free to use on YouTube for anyone. And because of that, if it's suddenly on different streaming platforms, it will be very difficult to stop it from being recognized in YouTube content, and then all these right claims pop up automatically. So Google, who kind of ordered this album from me, they decided that we just don't let it stream on any streaming platforms because of these right claims. So that's the only reason. I would have liked it to be on streaming platforms because it's easy for people to get to it. Deluge is expensive because those golden knobs. yeah, that's true. This is pure golden knobs, and also this wood. This is ancient wood from. No, it's not. I think it's a little bit pricey, but for what you get, it's incredible. It's really competitive, and I think it's super cool that a small company in New Zealand have made this with a small crew, like brilliant mind programming the whole thing on its own. And yeah, it's fantastic. Do you think you'd do a mega tutorial on YouTube or Patreon? I think for most of my content, I like to do it for free so that anyone can access it, and the people that really values this work that I do, they could select to they could choose to support my work that is available for the public. But sometimes, whenever I create packs and stuff, all of that is on Patreon and my web store. So that is not for free. But the tutorials is gonna be free. So I'm gonna make a mega tutorial on the Deluge, and maybe I should do it on this too. I haven't made a proper tutorial on it. Yeah, should do that. Noted. You said samples then cycles. What's the difference? Are they two different devices? Yeah, samples and cycles. This is samples with my custom artwork. They look freaking identical if it wasn't for this being white and this being grey or beige. Samples is playing samples only. This is playing FM synthesis only. Yeah. I haven't opened both of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were identical on the inside. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I can't know for sure, but the button layout, everything is identical. Identical button layout, identical enclosure. It's all identical. So yeah, I think that also helps Elektron keep the price down. If they introduce a whole new machine and it's identical in an identical box, maybe even the hardware is identical. I don't know. Or maybe they need some extra horsepower in this and used a different chip. I don't know. Yeah, Magma, come. You love a mega tutorial for the cycles. Yeah, I'll do it. Fingers crossed. Or I promise. I don't know a sign for promise. Okay. Since I got the cycles, I haven't touched any of my other stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's addictive. Once you get down under the skin or something, it's super cool. How well does the sequence external MIDI instrument? I think it sequences, yeah, quite well, but you're gonna have to, if you just want to sequence something else. I'm not sure if you can sequence chords though. I don't think so. But so what you could do is double a sound from what's already sounding here, or you can mute the internal sound engine and just play the MIDI. But it's only 6 tracks here, so you're gonna have to give up a track to only use it for MIDI if you want to. Like on the Digitone and the Digitone 2, I think so, you have like 2 sets. Like on the Digitact, it's like 8 samples and 8 MIDI, so it's actually 16 tracks, so you can swap those around, but here they share the same tracks. No, so Slowmo says, so the engines are locked to 1 track but can be duplicated over the whole project. Yeah, the engines, you can have a whole project with just the chord track on all of the tracks if you want to. It's flexible. Like if I go to a pattern here, select this track, press the preset menu, select which machine I want there. For instance, tone. Yeah, tone. I go to track 2, preset, tone. Yeah, tone. So now I've got tone on both of them. If I make a crazy correction here, let's see. So how do we copy this sound to the other track? Let's try. I'm gonna press track and copy. Yeah, copy track sound. Track 2, track and paste. So now, yeah, let's paste this on all the track. Paste, 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 paste. Oops. Okay, so now we got polyphony going on here. So let's make a short little thing here. I'm gonna have a click track. Gonna make it longer. I'm gonna make it faster. Where's this? Yeah, tap. No. 32. Maybe make the click louder. How about that? Okay, So now I'm gonna make one sound on all of the tracks. Okay, copy, rec and play. 1, 2, 3. And by the way, when I record, press rec and play. If I press it again, it's quantized, unquantized. I'm gonna quantized. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the next tray. 2, 3. Okay, next one. I want to pitch it up 1 octave. I'm gonna do it with a pitch. Let's do it. 2. That was not what I intended. Copy, clear track. Okay. How about that? And the first one there was not what I... Can't resist. Okay, next one. Make it low. Yeah, a low one. Yeah, track with distortion. Let's go. That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, like a really fast bass here. Oh. So I'm gonna okay, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, and okay, that's cool. I'm gonna give it some reverb on all the tracks. How about this? Okay, next track. Gonna change it. Oh yeah, distorted. Yeah, how about this? With delay. Yeah, okay, yeah. 2, 3, and yeah. That is crazy. Okay, how about what's left on the... This needs to be the kick drum, I guess. I changed my mind. It's gonna be a kick drum here. Okay. Make it. We're still good with the volume. Hope so. Ooh, sorry. So Yeah, super low. Yeah, give it some glitch. Yeah. Yeah, epic. 3 and okay, I'm gonna record this. Okay, this is perfect. Temp save. I'm gonna copy this and move it to here. Okay, temp save. I'm gonna now perform with track with it's cool. I'm gonna copy that. Distorted. It's cool. So I'm gonna copy this state, then reload, then go to a separate one and paste it there. So now we have a copy. Yeah. Which I will temp save. Now I'll make everything longer. That's just a kick. Yeah, I like this. I like it. Long. Oof, that's nasty. Oof, that's sick. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't keep up with the comments. I just went for it. Yeah, sounds like a lost Sega Genesis Castlevania soundtrack. This has a flavor of Sega Genesis over it. Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah. Ooh. See, that first was a bit too long, maybe. And actually, coming back full circle here to game music, like when you were composing game music back in the days, you had to take the limitations into account. There's no way you can play more tracks on a device that can only play 3 tracks. So you needed to be, you need to think about that when you made the music. And the Sega Genesis, it had 6 FM channels and a couple of super simple channels, a noise channel, I think, and that's it. And they figured out some ways of creating samples, but yeah, limitations isn't always bad. It can be a good thing too. Yeah, you know, even if this is super cozy, I have to end this stream soon. I think I haven't kept. Oh yeah, I need to stop it so I can go get my kid back from his friend. And yeah, it's been super nice to stream today, and I think this has been working really well. And I think the addition of a secondary camera, maybe I could do it a little bit more elegantly. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Yeah, I think it's a really nice, nice to be able to do this sometimes. Maybe I'll choose another lens for this camera the next time, maybe. Oh, it's a little bit bright there, isn't it? Like so. Okay, so it's been really nice, but I think I have to call it quits now, and let's do it again sometime. And the next time I do it, from now on actually, I'm gonna announce it well in advance. I'm very sporadic when I create live streams, but I'm gonna create it well in advance, and I'm going to do some live streams for my patrons only, and some live streams for everyone to join. So with the patron only live streams, there might be a bit less people coming to the live stream, so that we can have more of a, not one-on-one, but more of a conversation between us. So if you want to take part in that, join in on my Patreon too. But I'm gonna still, regardless of that, I'm gonna make some open live streams like this as well. So let's say, just gonna keep up with the comments and say thank you to everyone. What's the nice little black item to your upper left before I sign off? Upper left, that's an ATEM Mini Pro Blackmagic streaming device, and it's not animated like this, it's just a refresher of the camera. So it's a really nice little box that does the whole streaming. Actually, this takes care of the hard streaming in hardware. I wanted to try to not use the computer for compressing, and it's been working flawlessly. Actually, I wanted to try this whole stream on just this one to see if there's any hiccups or anything, but it seems good. It seems to work good. Yeah, now back to me. It was a big pleasure. Waiting for more. Thank you so much. Do more live shows when you can, says Audio. Urge you on music. Yeah, I will. Thank you. I will. I actually enjoy doing it. Yeah. See you, Chris. See you, JJB. Thanks. That was great. See you, AS, NC. Sometimes it's really difficult to read your names. Have a good one, folks. Yeah. Alan, thanks. Okie dokie, PN. See you later, Aaron. And everyone else. Yeah. Adios, cuckoo. Yeah. Oh, you can make websites. Can help someday. Yeah, I have a super simple website that I made myself. Yeah. So much pleasure seeing all of you here. Thank you all for joining in. That's been super cool to have such a big group of people joining in. And thank you everyone who donated. That was a really nice gesture of you. So yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, on my custom t-shirt. Yeah. Thank you so much. Take it to my heart. Yeah. So I'm gonna sign off now, and I'm gonna sign off, and then I'm gonna actually I'm gonna try this first, because this is the first time I'm using a streaming device. I'm gonna where did you go? Well, this camera has a timer, so it turns off if I don't touch it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press that button that says on air, I've never touched it before in my whole life. I'm gonna touch it very soon. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure streaming with you, and sorry for not keeping up with every I think what I'm doing the next time I do this, I'm gonna keep like an iPad or something right in front of me so I can read all of the chat like right in my face, not having to look over there on my computer. So yeah, a pleasure. The world is gonna be fine. We'll just have to stick in and keep fighting, keep curious. Yeah, not fighting. Well, it's sort of a fight these days, isn't it? But I'm gonna press the button that I've been talking about. The Cuckoo live stream is officially over. Thank you everyone who joined. It's now happening. I'm gonna press this and see what happens. And I pressed it right. 3, 2, 1. Off air. So it's still on air. Yeah, I'm gonna press this one that says off. That's great. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Off air.